G'day folks, Blue Dragon here. I am here today with a friend of mine, Tiff, to explain some of the more advanced terms and maneuvers and whatever else you can do with this lovely raft here. All of the stuff I don't know. Tiff sails boats in the real world. I don't know. Tiff, tell us about it. What
Keel.
what's the sailing that you do in the real world?
I do keel boat sailing, so and racing on the river. So it's keel boats that work obviously off the wind with two sails, a mainsail and a foresail or a jib. And we sail that, yeah, in depending on the course, we can sail at different angles to the wind. And when you go sort of into the wind, the boat heels all the way over. Sort of a 25-degree tilt is what we're aiming for. Um, And then downwind is where you really go really fast, especially under spinnaker. So yeah, that's what I do in the
So
sail
that's all
racing world.
So that's all sort of yacht racing type stuff that we see on the TV and stuff. Yeah, that's that sort of stuff, but just a smaller boat than those big yachts.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
along those
So
lines.
it's like sail GP, except we're monohulls and we're not as fast at all.
That's all right. It does sound really exciting from the discussions we've had in the past about it. Um, so I understand because this boat has no keel. There's a lot of stuff that you would do on those sort of boats that we can't do on this. But do you want to sort of run us through some of the stuff that you can do some of the terminology that I messed up in the original video because you have had a look at that original video. So
So in the boating world, we call the left side of the boat the port side and the right side of the boat the starboard side. And you can see from the wind vane up there, the wind is currently on our starboard side. So we'd call that the starboard tack because the wind's hitting us to starboard. And then the main maneuver you'd do, because this sort of sail it'd be mainly downwind sailing. So if you go back up to the wind vane, if you were to turn such that that wind vane goes across the back of the boat, that would be a left turn. So we would call this a jibe, and the direction of the sail should sort of change according to where the wind's pointing to get you maximum speed. And yeah, this is really it's pretty good kind of boat when you think about it because downwind is where you go fastest. Um, oh, yep. So we're still on the starboard tack there. Um,
yeah, we sort of came to a grinding halt there. You can see the speed down the bottom right down there. We're doing
oh
managing to
yeah,
get a whole 14, 13 k's an hour at the moment.
really quick. Yep. So
That's
the wind's coming across our front, so we'll probably come to a grinding halt,
I
or
think I
start
got
to
a
go
feeling
backwards.
this wind vane is actually in reverse to what you would expect.
Really? Oh, so we're dead downwind now.
I think so, yeah, because we seem to that
Okay.
seems to be about the maximum
Yeah.
sort of speed you can normally get on these.
Yep. Okay. There you go. So yep. So you've just done a jibe, which in keelboat world, it's one of the more dangerous maneuvers, especially if you're going at really high speed. Because the boom could come and just it comes really fast from all the way the right hand side to all the way the left hand side of the boat. So if you're not careful, your head could be taken off.
Oh, so that's the
Um,
one where you see the boom for the sail swing right across the boat, and
yeah,
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 and
that,
yeah,
yeah.
occasionally you see accidents happen where someone gets taken out and knocked off the boat or something, or
Oh,
seriously
yeah,
injured.
yeah. Like in the Sydney to Hobart, someone got just wiped out the boat completely from a accidental jibe. And look, sometimes they're accidental, sometimes they're on purpose, and they didn't realize that it was going to come with that speed. But yeah, jibes are one of the more dangerous maneuvers you can do on a keel boat.
Hmm.
Um, oh, we're getting into dark night time.
Yeah, it's getting a bit dark now. I guess normally sailing on a boat at night is probably not a great idea, but I'm in single player here, so there's no other people around.
Times when all the fun happens, and the backdrop you had then is perfect conditions for a twilight sail.
Yeah.
Um, Champagne sailing, so we call it. But yeah, I
I can
guess
understand why you'd call it champagne sailing. It'd be a great time to crack out the champagne.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we may as well cover a little bit on what you might do at night time. So I've done a couple of nighttime passages, and I guess the main thing you got to do at nighttime is switch on, obviously, your lights, and there'll be usually a mast light so people can see your mast. And then, as we said, the port and starboard side would have a light on each side, so the port would be red and the starboard would be green.
Sorry, just
So that
remind
just
me again which side's which.
Yeah, so port is on the left and starboard is on the right.
Yep.
So that just helps like oncoming boats to figure out which way you're pointing, if you're coming straight at them or if you're going away. That's just it's a global convention. So port on the left is always red and starboard on the right is always green. And that kind of matches up with what you encounter on roads. If you notice the red sticks, the red reflective sticks on the road, the red is always on the left. Yeah, and then it looks like we're getting choppy there.
Yeah, we're getting a bit of
A bit of waves.
a few waves here. Yeah, getting a bit rough.
Yeah,
How's
but it
our
looks
wind
good.
looking?
We're on. So since it's opposite, we would be on the port tack actually.
They're on a port
Right now.
tack currently.
Yep, because the wind's coming from our left-hand side. Oh, sorry, I've got it reversed. I'm still thinking normal. So is that what I'm thinking?
Yeah, no,
we
you're
are on-
right. It's coming from the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if I rotate the sail over to the left, that should collapse and bring us to a stop.
Yeah. So I think the other thing to note, I guess, with sailing that's also a global convention is we discussed port tack and starboard tack. If you're on starboard tack, you've always got rights over other sailboats who are on port. So they'd have to give way to you. So if we're looking now, we're on. What are we on? Can't see that wind vane. Are we
Hang
on
on,
port?
if I go that way.
Okay, so now we're on starboard. So we would have rights over any boats that are on port.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets a little bit more complicated. If you've got two boats on starboard, the one that's closer to the wind would have to give way. But that's just when we've got more boats around.
So by closer to the wind, do you mean that it's closer to on centre like that? Or that it's further across?
So if we're on starboard, think about it. The wind would be coming from our right hand side.
Yep.
So basically, all the boats to our right, we'd have to give way to.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, we'd have to give way to us. Yeah, because windward means the boat that's closer to the wind. So any boats to our right would be closer to the wind, and therefore would have to give way.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's a bit of interesting real world comparison to what we can do in game on these. We're about to go under the bridge. We might leave it at that. Ladles and jelly spoons. Thank you, Tiff, for jumping on today. Really appreciate this. Looking forward to seeing what everyone else thinks of the real world comparisons. I know we've had plenty of videos on other channels talking about real world comparisons to the weapons and stuff. Something a bit more peaceful. Nice champagne cruise. Alright, thanks Tiff, and we'll talk to you next time.
Good. Catch ya.
Right, thanks folks. Blue Dragon out. See ya.